Hello, my name is Joshua Mugabi. I welcome you to Tropism. Bingo. Without wasting any of our time, let's go directly to our quiz. The growth response of a plant to chemicals. For example, fertilizers. A. Abscisic acid. B. Ethene or ethylene. C. Hydrotropism. D. Chemotropism. And the answer is D. Chemotropism. The growth response of a plant to water. A. Abscisic acid. B. Ethene. C. Hydrotropism. D. Chemotropism. And the answer is C. Hydrotropism. Plant growth substance used to promote ripening of some fruits. For example, bananas, lemons, tomatoes. The greens, others, like oranges, lemons, and grapefruits, and promotes abscission and inhibits longitudinal growth. A. Abscisic acid. B. Ethene. C. Hydrotropism. D. Chemotropism. And the answer is B. Ethene. Growth inhibitor found in plants. It is a plant growth regulator or a plant hormone that promotes dormancy and leaf fall, inhibits longitudinal growth, and when a leaf begins to wilt, it causes the stomata to close rapidly. A. Abscisic acid. B. Ethene. C. Hydrotropism. D. Chemotropism. And the answer is A. Abscisic acid. A chemical that is a plant growth regulator or plant growth hormone, for example, IAA, produced in the meristematic tissue of shoots, roots, young leaves, and developing seeds. It stimulates cell elongation and cell division in plants. It is involved in tropic responses, apical dominancy, shoot and root growth, and fruit formation. It is produced in one part of a plant, but its action is in another. A. Cytokinins. B. Gilbellin. C. Auxin. D. Coleoptiles. And the answer is C. Auxin. A sheath containing the first leaf, shoot or promule of a germinating cereal grain. A. Cytokinins. B. Gibberellins. C. Auxin. D. coleoptiles? And the answer is D, coleoptiles. Plant growth promoter which stimulates cell elongation and germination. A, cytokinins. B, gibberellin. C, auxin. D, coleoptile. And the answer is B, gibberellin. Plant growth hormones which increase the rate of cell division and inhibit aging of green tissue in plants. A, cytokinins. B, gibberellin. C, auxin. D, coleoptiles. And the answer is A, cytokinins. The growth response of a plant to gravity. A, unilateral right. B, abscission. C, indole acetic acid. D, geotropism. And the answer is D, geotropism. Leaf fall resulting from dissolving of the cementing material between thin-walled plant cells at the base of the petiole and stem. A, unilateral light. B, abscission. C, indole acetic acid. D, geotropism. And the answer is B, abscission. A plant growth hormone, which is auxin, that stimulates cell elongation. A, unilateral right. B, abscission. C, indole acetic acid. D, geotropism. And the answer is C, indole acetic acid. Light shining on an object from one side only. A, unilateral light. B, abscission. C, indole acetic acid. D, geotropism. And the answer is A, unilateral light. A plant growth regulator which promotes cell division and development of buds and roots and inhibits aging in the higher plants. A, tropic response. B, kinin. C, tropism. D, phototropism. And the answer is B, kinin. The growth response of part of a plant to an external unidirectional stimulus can be positive, that is, growing towards the stimulus, or negative, that is, growing away from the stimulus. A, tropic response. B, kinin. C. Tropism. D. Phototropism. And the answer is C. Tropism. The growth response of a plant to light caused by the higher concentration of plant growth regulator, indole acetic acid, and an oxygen on the dark side of the plant shoot. This promotes cell elongation on the side, and the shoot grows towards the light as a result. A. Tropic response. B. Kinine. C. Tropism. D. Phototropism. And the answer is D. Phototropism. The growth of part of a plant as a result of an external stimulus. For example, light, gravity, etc. Promoting the production of an oxygen. A. Tropic response. B. Kinine. C. Tropism. D. Phototropism. And the answer is A. Tropic response. Chemical substances produced in the meristematic regions and transported through vesicular system of plants. They affect the rate of growth, that is cell division, or development of plants when they are very low concentration. A. Selective weed killer. B. Thigmotropism. C. Plant growth regulators. D. Stimulus. And the answer is C. Plant growth regulators. The growth response of a plant to touch, e.g. tendrils. A. Selective weed killer. B. Thigmotropism. C. Plant growth regulators. D. Stimulus. And the answer is B. Thigmotropism. Any change in the environment, internal or external, that causes a cell or organism to respond. A. Selective weed killer. B. Thigmotropism. C. Plant growth regulator. D. Stimulus. And the answer is D. Stimulus. A chemical which kills certain types of weeds only. For example, any weed killer contains 2,4-D will kill only broad-leaved plants. For example, daisy, dandelion, clover, plantain, etc. in lawns, but will not harm the grass. A. Selective weed killer. B. Thigmotropism. C. Plant growth regulators. D. Stimulus. And the answer is A. Selective weed killer. Hello friends, Thank you very much for participating in Tropism. Please do like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. I'm Joshua Mugabi. Bye-bye for now.